Hey everyone, I wanted to update you on an initiative that we are beginning as Live New Churches this year. And it's simply a campaign about being intentional in relationships. We're just going to call it our relationship investment campaign. It's nothing complex, it's not earth-shattering, it's not groundbreaking. We didn't reinvent the wheel here, but it's just a very simple challenge, a very simple campaign for us to build into relationships that we believe God is calling us to. And so it's really three simple steps in that. And we are encouraging anyone who is part of Live New Churches to partake in that. So the first step is simply to pray that God would put somebody on your heart, somebody very specific. And a lot of times what we'll do is we feel like we need to get God's attention. Hey, what about this person? Wouldn't this be a great person to reach out to? And there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But sometimes we forget that God is always moving, that his spirit is always active in his world. And so what this does for us is it kind of takes our hands off the reins a little bit and says, okay, God, what are you doing? And what do you want me to join in the things that you're doing? And who specifically are you going to lead me to that I need to invest in? And so that's the first step. It's just to pray intentionally daily about that. It's having an open heart. It's having an open mind. It's really being on mission. And it's taking time. It's being patient in that. It's not jumping the gun a little bit with that. It's simply saying, God, who specifically are you putting into my world that I just need to be intentional with? As God reveals that to us, the second step in that is to spend intentional time with that person. And it's making time to be with that person, to get to know them even better, to share your life with them. It's not being weird, it's not being fake with it, but it's simply going to the person you believe God has led you to and beginning to deepen that relationship through meaningful time, through quality time with that person. And then the third step in that is beginning to share gospel conversations with that person. As we get to know people, as we begin to build those relationships, we want to know what's important to one another. We want to know what we value. And because God has laid this person on our heart, because we've taken the initiative to build into that relationship, it's only natural for us to share the good news of what Jesus has done for us and what Jesus has done for them. And from that, that's it. That's the effort that we put into it. Like I said, it's not earth-shattering. It's not a reinventing the wheel. It's not this crazy visionary thing that I dreamt of in the night. It's simply investing in relationships the way that God wants us to do that. And really, those are the things we can control. Those are the three things we control. Praying for someone, investing in them, spending time with them, and having that gospel conversation. And so through that, there's two more outcomes from that we really don't control. But if we see that begin to happen, we help facilitate that. And if someone does respond positively to that, because God has been working on their hearts ahead of us even having those conversations, we invite them to join into community of faith. We invite them to join into what's happening in the life of our church, the things that God is doing. And then really the fifth step from that is we welcome them into the family of faith and the community through baptism, teaching them to obey what Jesus has commanded, this outward expression of an inward change, this identifying with Christ in the context of community. And I just think it's an amazing way for us as we head into the new year to think in kingdom-minded ways, to think in ways that we can be disciples who make disciples, and just a very simple way to do that. It doesn't reinvent the wheel. It doesn't, it doesn't take a ton of resources or this complex thinking or this high-level thinking. It's just doing the work of a disciple as a Christ follower. And so I want to encourage our Live New folks, first and foremost, to take this on. We're going to talk about this every week that we gather. We're going to talk about this on social media. If you're not part of a Live New church and you still want to take on this campaign, by all means, we are all God's church together. We are all one body. And we can certainly do that together. So I will have updates in the coming days, in the coming weeks, and I'd love to hear your stories of how God is really facilitating these conversations and the things that he is doing as he advances his kingdom through us. So hope you guys are having a great day, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.